Hi Brett Gang, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be working with a company called LuvMe Hair, and they sent me this ginger wig. I'm obsessed with the color, y'all. I literally said I want to go orange, and then look what ended up on my doorstep. I'm too happy about this, too hype about it. But the first thing I'm going to do to this wig is bleach the knots. Now, I do have a detailed video on how I like to bleach the knots, so I'm not going in detail in this one. I just wanted to film my start to finish process of how I do my hair. But if you do want to know, like, step by step how to bleach knots, why you're doing what you're doing, all of that, how you wash it out, how you prevent brassiness, then definitely check this video out up here and you'll learn all about that. But yeah, I'm just going to be spreading this bleach mixture all over the bottom of the lace where the knots are to make the knots disappear. I don't even know how the knots looked on this wig, to be honest. I didn't even check, but I just automatically assumed I gotta bleach knots. But this is my niece Tamia. She wanted to say hi to you guys, so say hey Tamia in my comments. She'll feel very special. So when the wig was washed out and dried, this is how it looked, which is to be expected because it was a curly texture before I wet it, so of course it's going to dry curly. But next, I am plucking the hairline because I do not like thick hairlines because they look absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to be thinning out this hairline, and again, I'm not going in detail as far as my plucking techniques. I have two super detailed, super great videos. Somebody could vouch for me in the comments if you've seen it on how you pluck. One is my technique. In another video, I'm showing you guys a technique that I learned from Arrogant Tay. We all know he's a bomb-ass hairstylist, and I got those techniques from his masterclass. So if you want to watch either one of those videos, I recommend you watch both. If you don't know how to pluck at all, just soak up as much information as you can. But basically, plucking just means that you're thinning out the hairline. You don't want it to look bulky. You don't want it to look wiggy. So you would compare this side that I just plucked to this side, which looks absolutely ridiculous. And then that should give you a sense of why we pluck and why it is absolutely essential. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to flat iron this hair. I want it silky before I cut the hair because I just want the hair to be true to length, and I don't want to cut it and then when I straighten it, it's shorter than I thought. So I want to straighten it out first. And before you straighten hair, I highly recommend that you use a heat protectant. I love this one. This is one of the ones that really get the hair very silky, and not just silky, but it really do protect the hair from getting damaged from this hot ass flat iron, which I also really love because you only really need like one pass to get your hair silky straight. But I mean, you could keep passing it, it's fine, but you really only need one pass to get your hair silky straight. And I love this flat iron for that reason. I love straight hair. I love silky straight hair. I think it's so sexy. So this flat iron is perfect for that, and all the products that I use are going to be linked in my description box. Again, you do not have to ask me. I already got y'all covered, no worries. But this is how the hair look as I'm silkening it. It looks super cute. And then before I actually got the wig on my head, I just wanted to hot comb the hairline backwards so none of the hair could get in my way when I'm trying to lay my lace in the glue. And the last thing I did was just section this hair out in 3 sections so I can start cutting it. I separated the lace part of it, which is the frontal part, from the back, which is the tracks. And I'm not going to cut the parts of the lace yet. I'm going to cut that on my hair because that's where my deeper layers are going to be. But I do want to go ahead and start off cutting the back of the head because I don't really need, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not cutting a lot, but you see where it's super thin at the bottom? I'm cutting it off. I don't really need it. And let's say that you guys were doing a blunt cut. In order to make sure that you're keeping everything straight, you want to take the hair in between your 2 fingers like this to really make sure that all the hair at the bottom is leveling up to like the same length. And then when you do grab a new piece of hair, you want to grab an old piece of hair as well, the hair that you already cut, so you can have a guide as far as what you're doing. If you don't do that, you're just going to be cutting blindly. You're going to be cutting where you think it needs to be cut, not where you've been cutting previously. I really hope that makes sense. Let me know if I don't. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments. I don't mind getting asked questions. Y'all ask me questions about products and I tag the products. And I'm like, to get to the comments, you had to pass the product details, so I just don't be understanding. But the next section that I parted out, I only parted out half of that row because I still want to be able to see the hair that I already cut to be able to use as a guide for the new hair that I just parted out to cut to match up to that level. I hope I'm making sense. Every time I make a video, I be hoping I'm making sense. Okay, so now I'm parting out the other half of the row that I did not part out the first time, and I'm going to grab some of the new hair with some of the old hair that I already cut so I can know exactly where I should be cutting this hair at, and then I'm just going to cut it off. And I'm going to do this whole thing. I'm going to repeat this process for the whole back of the hair that I had parted out. Remember, I parted out the wig in 3 sections. I left the lace alone, but I got the tracks in the back all together. Okay, so all the tracks in the back, I'm cutting them and I'm doing the same technique that I just explained. Okay, so when I got through with that, this is what it looked like. Cute. But now we finna start putting on the wig. Yes, ma'am. So I got my cap on, and I always have my cap on because my braids is always old every time I come on here. Like every time I come on here, my braids is old. But y'all know I like to dot the glue right in front of my hairline, and then I smooth it out. I blend it out with either my fingers or a popsicle stick. I like to keep this as neat as possible. I want to keep it, I don't need this glue to be smudged all over the place looking ridiculous. Just keep it neat. Take your time. There's no rush. Literally, we have nowhere to go. And if you do have somewhere to go, then you need to watch my last video of how you apply a wig in less than 30 minutes. And that's what you need to be doing, not this. But I like to put my glue in sections because as you can see, the middle part is already clear and I could go ahead and start putting my makeup on it while the sides start to turn clear. And the makeup that I put on my cap is the L'Oreal True Match in W7 because I believe this is like exactly my skin tone. I don't know why it looks so dark on the cap, but I think it is. And then I put the Maybelline Fit Me, one shade darker than my skin tone, which is what I use as my foundation. You can watch me do my makeup in this tutorial up here under my wig. So I go one shade darker under my wig and I go my skin tone on my cap. Y'all already saw I cut the excess off whoa. I cut the excess off the front of my cap and then I sewed down the back of the cap, and now I am applying this Walker's tape glue, y'all. Oh my God. I'm sick and tired of my wigs ended up on the club floor. The first time my wig fell off was in 2017. So embarrassing. Never thought it would happen to me again. My wig fell off again in 2021. It was on the floor of the party. I was like looking ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I'm tired of it. So I'm using this very tacky maximum hold glue. It's so tacky, y'all. Literally, this was my first time working with it. So I had the string all over the place. It was so annoying. The bottle said to apply 1 layer, I think, and then blow dry. I think I applied 2 layers to the sides. And then, guys, I did not get the footage of me putting this wig on. But y'all know I have videos showing y'all that. So don't be too upset. But when I put it on, I felt like maybe I put too thick of a layer of glue, or I didn't blend it out with a popsicle stick enough. So I started feeling like I could see this glue seeping through the lace. So I put a little bit more makeup on top of it. But I don't think that was the way to go. I don't think I had to do that. Next, I just tied my hair down. I let it blow dry for a couple minutes, probably like under 5 minutes. And I'll come back when I take off the band again. Okay, so get your cup. I got the tea. When I took the band off, you see how that looked crazy? I started, the glue was so thick in this area, I could literally, on this side of the wig, it wasn't really bad. It was, you couldn't, nothing. But on the other side, this side, you see how the glue is like, I could literally comb it off. Thank God it allowed me to comb it off. All I had to do was scratch the comb against it a couple times, and the glue ended up on the comb. So when I felt like, okay, it looks good enough now, I started cutting the lace. And as you can see, I'm still cutting the lace like a jagged line just so it doesn't look too straight across my forehead, because we know that that's not a look. We already know that. We learned that like 3 years ago. I don't even have to tell y'all that. But I also don't know if the company sold this band on the wrong part of the wig. I do appreciate the band, but I don't know if it was sewn on the wrong part of the wig or if I positioned my wig wrong, because it's no way that that band would have stayed there and this wig would have been able, like my ear would have been able to come out from under this wig. I had to cut it off. But the blend is superior. I love it. And of course, I just want to hear my voice at this point. But yes, of course, I do the same thing to the other side. And the same thing happened to the band on this side too. I had to cut it off. So I ended up wearing this wig with no band. But who cares at this point? I got this extra strength maximum hold glue on my head. I better not need no band if I got this on. But I was feeling it. This color is hot, honey. It is the color of the summer. Okay? Holla at LuvMe. LuvMe hair. And this wig was so flat, and I only got 6 braids in it. That's crazy. It looks so good. But I just used my wax stick just to tame the flyaways, to further flatten out the top, to mold the top, to train the top, however you want to say it. That's what I'm doing. And oh yeah, I called in some reinforcements. You know I'm tired of my wig being on the floor in the club. Too tired. So I also sprayed one layer of Got to Be Free spray on my hairline. I tied this wig right back down, and I blow dried it for like another like under 5 minutes or so. I also don't want nobody to get confused. This is not, when I do videos like this, they're not hair reviews. I don't wear the hair long enough to give you a full review. It's more of like an initial thoughts. And this hair is super soft on the first day that I wore it. So that's cute. That's nice. But I really like this. It's so cute. Look at the blend. I think I'm gonna do that foundation combo on my cap and on my wig from now on, because it looks so good. And I think I like this Walker's tape glue, y'all. If you have a problem with sweat and your wigs coming off too easily, make the switch from white glue to clear glue. Okay, we getting into the layers now. So to cut my layers, I'm taking hair, a small section of hair from either side of the part. So the left side of the part and the right side of the part. And then I'm going to determine, where do I want my first layer to be? Do I want my first layer to start at my nose? Do I want it to start at my lip? Do I want it to start at my chin? I say, no, I want it to start under my chin. So I cut it right here. Later in the video, I actually went shorter. I wanted to start it exactly at my jawline. But initially, that's where I chose to cut it. And that is how you should start off your layers if you want to do it the most easiest way possible that I learned. So once you've done that, then you could go ahead and put either side of the hair back in their respective places. And what you're going to do is you're going to be using that piece of hair that you just cut as your guide. So you know we was using a guide in the back when we was doing a blunt cut. We're still going to use a guide in the front as we're doing layered cuts. Because you want the layers to fall towards your face, you need to take the hair in between your fingers and bring the hair in front of your face. I'm going to explain that again because I do this so many times throughout the video. I take the hair in between my video, in my video. What am I saying? I take the hair. It was so difficult to do this. Do you see me? I was literally struggling. Like, how am I going to record this whole thing? But I got it done. Okay, let me explain again. You take the hair that you just cut. You take a new piece of hair. You don't want to take too much hair at the same time because you don't have that much fingers. And then you want to curve the hair towards your face. And then you start cutting in a slanted angle, following the guide that you have already set for yourself using your previous piece of hair that you cut already. That makes sense, doesn't it? I'm going to let you guys watch for a little bit and then I'll come explain some more if I have to. Let me just say this one thing. I just part my hair in the middle from the front to the back because I also want the back of my hair to be following these layers. I don't want to leave the back of my hair in the blunt cut. If you want the back of your hair in the blunt cut, then okay, just layer the frontal or just layer the sides of your hair. Don't pull from the back. But I want my hair to be layered all around so that if all my hair is in the back, my hair will look like a V. If all my hair is in the front, it look like the layers that you're going to see at the end of this video. So remember, you want to part it down the middle, like as close to the middle as you can get, so that it could just be even. Because that's the point. How do we get perfect, even layers? Okay, now I'm gone. Guys, if you're liking this video so far, please like this video so that we can show more brats like us how we do our own hair at home. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Leave me a comment if you want to talk shit. I really don't care. But oh yeah, let me give y'all some more tea. Get your cup. Okay, let me make this understandable. You might be wondering, like, damn, why she keep going over the hair over and over and over and over again? Because revisions. Just because I cut it one time doesn't mean that I got it perfect that first time. You get surgery, you gotta go get a revision on them titties in a couple years. You get what I'm saying? If you in school and you write a paper, you gotta turn in that paper to your teacher early so he could do a revision so they could revise it. You could really come back and write that paper again and really mud the paper. You know what I'm saying? Revisions. Remember I told you I wanted to go shorter. So what I end up doing was I guess I didn't get it on film, but what I end up doing was I took those same two pieces of hair from the left and the right, and then I cut them exactly at my chin, and then I did a revision of the whole left side again so that I can get the layers even shorter. Does that make sense? Because remember, I initially cut it under my jaw. So I said, okay, I want my layers to start at my chin. So I started over again, even if I had already cut all the layers. It does not matter. I took the two pieces of the front of my from the front of my head from either side, and I cut them exactly at my chin, and then I used that piece as a new guide to make my hair look like this, to make my hair shorter. Comprende? We all understand. We all get it. Perfect. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the right side of my head. And guys, this was a major, major, major struggle. Literally, it was so hard because I'm right-handed. So doing the right side, it was just like, girl, I just kept getting discombobulated. Like, how am I going to cut this? Like, should I hold the scissors like this? Should I hold it like that? I don't know. Eventually, I got the hang of it. But I do want you to, like, be warned that you might be discombobulated at first. I don't know if it's different if you're not filming. I don't think it would be any different. But, yeah. And to make it a little bit easier for me, I put all the hair to the back of my head. I put all the hair to the back. And then I just grabbed the pieces as I needed them, just to make this a little bit like less complicated. So I do suggest that you do that as well. And just to make sure that my layers are lining up, I was just taking pieces from either side to see if it was, like, looking right. You know how when you go get your nails done, they put the two middle fingers together to make sure they're the same length. They put the two thumbs together to make sure they're the same length. So you're doing the same thing. Put the two pieces of hair together to make sure they're the same length. That's how you get perfect even layers. Also, it don't sit right with my spirit to know that I got these techniques from this other lady's channel. Cause at first I was like, okay, I got this orange hair. I want to do like a retro blunt cut, real short bob. But I'm like, no, that's too easy. You know how to do a blunt cut bob. Do something like that kind of make you feel uncomfortable. And layers for some reason made me feel uncomfortable because I have not cut hair in so long, because I have not done somebody else's hair other than mine, and I usually don't do layers on myself. So I went on YouTube yesterday, the day before I filmed this, and I said, okay, I need to find a video to show me how to cut layers. And I came across, she was the first video I found. Her name is Joanna Z. I believe she's like a Dominican hairstylist, and she made a tutorial on how to cut perfect layers. Everything she said in that video, I understood, and I applied to my hair, and my layers came out bomb AF. She know what she talking about in that video. So if for whatever reason you don't resonate with how I am bringing the information to you, if my tea don't fill your cup, like if my tea is cold, go to her channel. I'll link it in my description box, and watch her video. Watch both, just so you can really get an even better perspective on how you cut your layers, and I promise you, you're going to be able to do it flawlessly. It's absolutely delicious. Are you guys excited? The video is about wrapping up. I'm not cutting no more. I'm just flat ironing my hair, and I'm not going to flat iron it in small sections because I had already silken this hair out before I even put the wig on. So I'm just taking big sections, and that'll flat iron the hair more than perfectly for me. But I love this look. What do you guys think? Like, tell me. I love when y'all talk to me in the comments. It's not just about like what product you're using. I like when y'all say something that's like interesting, or y'all teach me something, or y'all like tell me something. I don't know. Tell me something good in the comments, or tell me something bad. I don't really care about the trolls. They entertain me too. So yeah. I really, 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 really like this look. I called my friend on FaceTime, Vanessa, my friend from my vlog. If you guys have not seen my weekend vlog, go watch it because it's lit. Well, it's not lit, but it's funny. It's hell. But I called Vanessa to show her my hair because she knew I was scared to cut layers. She talk about, oh my God, you look so cute. You look like a mom. Mind you, Chachiana don't have no kids. But this is the final look, guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect layers. Did I say perfect? I'm obsessed. I don't even know what to say. Literally, I don't know. Joanna Z, thank you so much for that video. Look at this hair. I should have went out. Oh yeah, before I forget, guys, this hair is from LuvMe Hair. Shout out to the rep that sent me this. All the information is in the description box. Do not forget. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time.